right, Coach, we are finally here. Game 1 on Sunday in Charlotte. How are you feeling about that? And does it feel like a long time coming?
It is a long time coming. That's the nature of the offseason. I think there's parts of the offseason that we enjoy as coaches, but there's other parts where you're like, let's hurry up and get there. So the coaches are excited. I know the players are. A lot of preparation goes into these things, so they're ready to go.
You've had so many practices that were practices installing what we're going to be about. Now you get a chance to game plan. How fun is that, and how much does that add to the experience and the process?
Yeah, it's all part of it, and every game plan, you also got to know who you are is as important as knowing your opponent. So for us to really dive into this opponent, understand who they are from a personnel standpoint, understand what they do schematically, while not losing sight of what we do. And that's kind of, when you're putting a game plan together, that's always what we're thinking about.
How helpful is it to have the continuity that you have, not only on the staff, especially on the defense, but for the most part on the offensive side as well?
Yeah, it's important. I think you can definitely make adjustments faster when you have a staff that's been together. Defensively, certainly at all three levels of the defense are returning guys. Offensively, it's one of the things we talked about with a new quarterback, new center, new wide receiver, just making sure that we're very clean in our operation going into our first game.
How excited are you to see Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt actually get to run the football against opponents?
Yeah, they've looked great in practice. We held them out of the preseason this season. Thought that was the right thing to do, but they're chomping at the bit.
All right, let's talk about this Carolina Panthers defense that your offense will be facing. What jumps out at you about them?
Aggressive, a really high blitz rate, really on all three downs, all four downs, if you will. So they're going to play multiple fronts. They're going to bring multiple types of pressure. They can bring single linebackers. They can bring single safeties. They can bring everybody in cover zero. So you really have to be very much on your toes when it comes to playing a Phil Snow defense. But more than anything, you have to follow your rules.
Who are some of the guys that really stand out when you put on the tape and watch this Panthers team?
There's a bunch of guys. On the defensive side, Brian Burns, number 53, is just an elite pass rusher, really good. Derek Brown inside, very, very strong. I think their linebackers are all strong, powerful, can run. In the back end, Jeremy Chin, number 21, is really an impressive physical player that can cover. I think they have a bunch of corners that can cover. So really all three levels of the defense, they have good players.
All right, so when you go into a game like that, when you know they're bringing the house, you mentioned staying sound in your rules, but how different is that in the approach to a team that, say, blitzes 20% of the time versus one that comes 40%?
Yeah, it always presents different challenges. So facing this defense, again, understanding what you want to do on first, second, and third down, staying out of those third and long type of down and distances will prevent some of that. So you really have to be good on first and second down, where everything is tied together. Teams that don't pressure as much present different challenges because now maybe they're rolling their coverages, or they have new rules in the coverage game. So it's always something new. I think that's the beauty of this league, where you go into week in and week out and there's a different challenge. Sometimes there's similar challenges, sure. and in this case it's pretty different.
Is it fun to know that if we do block it up, we will have some opportunities to make plays?
Well, that's what you always tell the quarterback is you like teams that blitz you. It's less guys in coverage. So that's the mentality we have. If you win versus man coverage when they're pressuring, there's typically not another zone defender nearby that can go get you on the ground. So it does open you up to some big plays on defense.
All right, let's talk about this team on offense. New play caller, Ben McAdoo, new quarterback, Baker Mayfield, whom we know very well. You get McCaffrey back healthy, and he is, I was looking last year, he's worth 4 points and 40 yards of offense a game to that team. There aren't many guys like him. What does he bring, and kind of what do you expect from a team with him, a DJ Moore, and now Baker slinging the ball?
Yeah, really good players really at every level there, which is makes it harder on our defense. Coach McAdoo's done this at a high level. Hasn't called it in a while, but we kind of know where he comes from and some of his influences, but he's a really good football coach. And then, like you mentioned, they have a good quarterback that we know well that can push the ball to every part of the field. That's really one of the difficult parts about facing a quarterback like Baker is you got to be worried about the deep ball, the short ball, off schedule, on schedule. So really does present a challenge. And then you start talking about the skill players. Christian McCaffrey, as versatile as they come in this league. And then the guys on the outside, whether you're talking about Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, you got Laviska Shenault now who just came in a trade. So multiple guys that when they have the ball in their hand are a major threat.
It's week 1. Everybody's excited. It is kind of the first kind of official referendum on this season, right? what do you tell the guys? What's the key to going out there and taking care of business against the Panthers?
Well, I think you take care of business during the week. That's what a good football team shows up prepared to play. So we really put all of our focus on the week, the focus of the process. Every meeting, every lift that you get, every practice, those are what are so important. When we show up for game day, we just have to do our job, but we really put the focus on the week.
Coach, thanks so much for the time and good luck against the Panthers.
Thanks, Nathan.